Shri Krishna Kanhaiya Lal Ki Jai.
स्थापकाय च धर्मस्य सर्वधर्मस्वरूपिणे अवतारवरिष्ठाय रामकृष्णाय ते नमः। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। Offering my Sashtanga Pranam at the lotus feet of Lord Krishna, I offer my heartfelt pranams to all of you. Again, we have reassembled to meditate on the beautiful qualities of Lord Krishna. As Ramakrishna used to always tell, in the Kali Yuga, in this iron age, the easiest way to God realization is Nama Guna Kirtana. Nama means name of the Lord. So just name will not do. So Ramakrishna used to always tell Guna, Nama Guna, the qualities, the attributes that meditated upon, and the name of the Lord also has to be taken. Now, to draw your attention to our special discussion on Lord Krishna, I just wanted to take you through one humorous situation. A classic example of effective communication in an Indian household. An old man was on the operating table awaiting a complicated heart surgery on him, and he insisted that his daughter-in-law, who was a renowned surgeon, heart surgeon, perform the surgery operation. As the daughter-in-law, the famous heart surgeon, was about to give him anesthesia before the operation, he spoke to his daughter-in-law. My dear daughter, yes, Dad, what is it? Don't be nervous, beta. Do your best, the surgery. But just remember, before the surgery, if something happens to me, if the operation is not successful and die, if something happens to me, know that your mother-in-law will come and live with you. So surgery was successful. She took special care and saw that he came back again. She never allowed him to die. So communication is very, very important. I think recently when one of our foreign minister, Jai Shankar, was talking about the ambassadors or the special foreign minister, he denied that he, Jai Shankar, is a very special person, a foreign minister or something like that. But the real people were Lord Krishna. He gave the credit to Lord Krishna and Hanuman. They are the real ones. I am just nothing. He had given that credit. So Lord Krishna was a really great person who could communicate well. He was a troubleshooter. He had so many beautiful qualities. So now I will take you through one special incident in the Mahabharata during the war. Now the Mahabharata war has started. So at that time something would have happened. What is that? Attempted fratricide, attempted suicide. A bizarre turn of affairs on the 17th day, 18th chapter in Bhagavad Gita, 18th chapter. So the war also went on for 18 days. So many 18 are there in Mahabharata. So now this is the 17th day. Arjuna attempted suicide. You will be surprised. Why? Let us see. A bizarre turn of affairs on the 17th day. Now, Yudhishthira, the elder brother, was angry on Arjuna. He told him, angrily, he told, Arjuna, you abandon your Gandiva. What is the Gandiva? The bow, the great bow, the divine bow of Arjuna. Now, you give it to Lord Krishna, Keshava, and become his charioteer in the battle. Then Keshava, that is Lord Krishna, he would have slain the fierce Karna. You cannot fight Karna. You are afraid of him. So he insulted him in this manner because he was not fighting properly. This was on top of the insult by Yudhishthira to Arjuna. Now patience had been running thin for both the warriors. Now when he insulted Arjuna in this manner, Arjuna took out his sword from this cupboard and was about to chop off the head of his own elder brother, Yudhishthira. Why? He had taken a vow. What was that? If anybody criticizes his great bow or tries to give that bow to somebody else, then he is going to kill him. That was his vow. Now, what is to be done? Thank God, the Lord was there, God was there, Lord Krishna was there. Otherwise, the whole thing, Mahabharata war, would have ended in a different way. Now, so far, this quarrel was between the fracas was between the two brothers, but not any longer. Now, when things threatened to well and truly get out of hand, this time Lord Krishna intervened. He told, what are you doing, Arjuna? He told, I am going to kill my brother. Why? Because he criticized my bow. I have taken a vow. I should be truthful. I have to keep up my word. Then Krishna scolded him. Who asked you to do such a vow? Or then after doing that, should you not think properly? The vow and other things, you should use that against your enemies, not your own elder brother, who is like your father. Now what to do? How to come out of the situation? I have to keep up my words. Kshatriyas are always to keep up their words. The truthfulness cannot be given up. So now you have to take me out of the situation. All the time it was Krishna's responsibility to put the Pandavas and the good people out of the bad situation. I told, okay, there is a way by which you can come out of this situation. What is that? You now are supposed to kill your elder brother. It need not be by chopping off his head. I will give you another way by which you can do that. What is that? You go on criticizing your brother. You insult your brother. So now, in India, in the language Sanskrit and other languages, we have the words tvam and then bhavan. Just like in Hindi, if I give you an example of Hindi word, tum. That tvam, from tvam, this tum has come. Tum means for the small, younger ones, we use tum. For elderly ones, aap. So now, he asked him to use the tum or tvam to that Yudhishthira and insult him in whatever way you can. Now, it's very easy, you see, to criticize somebody else. Now, until now, because he was his elder brother, whatever his feeling was there, he had suppressed it. Now we got a chance to unleash that, all those things. So he started criticizing his brother in so many ways that he could see Yudhishthira started shedding tears. Then Krishna told, stop, Arjuna, enough of it. You have already killed your brother many times. Now, seeing the tears of his own brother, because see, when you criticize somebody, when you are hurt, you are insulted, or you are speaking behind the back. What is the term for that in English? Character assassination. So criticizing somebody, speaking ill of somebody, and talking ill of somebody, spreading rumors, is as good as murdering somebody. So we should be very, very careful you are getting that sin. So it's a great lesson now Krishna is teaching us, though very, very ordinary way here, we are learning that lesson. So while you are criticizing others, speaking ill of others, behind the back, be careful, you are committing the sin of murder, killing somebody. So now Arjuna was upset, what to do? He wanted to now commit suicide. I have hurt my brother, I have made him shed tears, so I am going to chop off my own head with this sword. He took the head. Again, Lord Krishna stopped him. What are you doing? I want to kill myself. Okay, there is another way now to come out of this. What is that? Now Krishna told, you need not chop off your head just to kill yourself. Start praising yourself. Very easy. He started praising himself. I'm so great, I can do that, I can do this. Krishna told, stop, you have killed yourself already many times. So self-praise, self-aggrandizement, praising oneself is as good as killing oneself. So these two things we have learned from this incident. On the 17th day of the war, Krishna is teaching a beautiful lesson here for us. Now, while he was telling Arjuna, why did you do such a vow? And how to maintain truthfulness. Now Krishna reveals a wonderful thing here. How are we to speak the truth? Our natural way is just tell something on the face and hurt somebody that you think that it is speaking the truth. No, now Krishna reveals that is not the way. What is that beautiful verse we hear in Sanskrit is Satyam bruyat, Priyam bruyat. Nabruyat satyam apriyam. You should tell the truth, but it should not hurt others. Satyam bruyat, priyam bruyat. It should be making the other person, when you tell the truth, it should make somebody happy. It should not hurt others. Don't go to tell a truth which is hurting others. So then, are we to tell a lie? No, Krishna never told tell a lie. But he's telling, can keep quiet. Do not tell a truth which will hurt others. If the truth is pleasing to others, which is helping others in something situation, then you can tell that. Now, to prove that, Krishna tells one story here to Arjuna. What was that? See, a story in story. There was a rishi, he was meditating, and one businessman was going through the forest. He was chased by the dacoits or the robbers. He started running. He came to the rishi and told, see, the dacoits are about to kill me. They want to steal. So now, please help me. Then the rishi told, go and hide in my cave. So he went and hid in the cave. He was sitting in meditation again. Now the thieves came running on that way. 6 or 7 of them they asked the rishi, the saint, where did that businessman go? He was just keeping quiet. At that time, so see, you are a rishi. You cannot tell a lie. You have to tell the truth. Tell us the truth now. Where did he go? Yes, I have to keep up my truth. So he told, he's inside. They brought him outside. Then they robbed him and killed him and went away. Now Krishna tells, who did this sin go to? It went to that rishi. Though the robbers killed him, the sin went to the rishi. So after that he tells, Satyam bruyat, Priyam bruyat. You should tell the truth, but it should be Priyam. It should be soothing. It should not hurt anybody. Na bruyat Satyam apriyam. So that is a beautiful lesson we learn while we are telling the truth or while we are talking to somebody. We should be taking care that we are not hurting others. So that is the beautiful lesson Lord Krishna teaches in this situation. And another beautiful thing we learned from this incident is how should we take care not to speak ill of others, not to spread rumors, not to speak behind the back, character assassination. The sin we are going to get out of is as good as committing a murder. These are the beautiful things we learned today, and we see that Krishna was a great problem shooter. He used to bring so many people out of the problems whenever they used to get into problems. That was the great character of Krishna. Now let us analyze with the help of Swami Vivekananda, scientifically and logically, what was that great character, Sri Krishna. Swami Vivekananda tells, since I was a child, I have heard about Krishna's life. I take it for granted there must have been a man called Krishna, and his Bhagavad Gita shows he has left a wonderful book. Continuing, Swami Vivekananda tells, I told you, you can understand a character of a man by analyzing the fables about him. The fables have the nature of decorations. You must find they are all polished and manipulated to fit into the character. Then Swami Vivekananda gives the example of, take Buddha. The central idea in the life and teachings of Buddha is sacrifice. There are thousands of folklore, but in every case, sacrifice must have been kept up. There are thousands of stories about Lincoln, because Swami Vivekananda is giving this lecture in USA, America at that time. So he's giving the example of Lincoln. Sorry, excuse me. So there are thousands of stories about Lincoln, about some character of that great man. Now, you take all the fables and find the general idea and know that that was the central character of that man. Now, analyzing Lord Krishna's, that beautiful character, Swami Vivekananda tells, you find in Krishna that non-attachment. Non-attachment is the central idea. Lord Krishna, in his life, you can see, doesn't need anything. He doesn't want anything. He works for work's sake. Worship for worship's sake. He doesn't want anything, he is detached. Do good because it is good to do good, not for any gain. Ask no more. That must have been the character of that man called Krishna. Otherwise, these fables could not be brought down to the one idea of non-attachment. The Bhagavad Gita is not his only sermon. Then what? Where are his sermon? His whole life, all the incidences. It is a sermon. He is the most rounded man. See, analyzing the character of Lord Krishna, Swami Vivekananda is not going emotional way, but he is analyzing it in a scientific way. He is telling, because we are human beings, we have to understand it logically, intellectually. Now, Vivekananda is telling, Krishna is most rounded man I know of. Wonderfully developed, equally in brain and heart. A combination of intelligence and heart. Equally in brain and heart. And also hand. He works too. Not a just scholar and a man of heart, but even the hand. Every moment of his life is alive with activity. Either as a gentleman, warrior, minister, or something else. Great as a gentleman, as a scholar, as a poet. This all-rounded and wonderful activity and combination of brain and heart you see in the Bhagavad Gita and other books of Lord Krishna. most wonderful heart, exquisite language, and nothing can approach it anyway. This tremendous activity of the man, the impression is still there. 5,000 years have passed and he has influenced millions and millions. Just think what an influence this man has over the whole world, whether you know it or not. My regard for him is for his perfect sanity. No cobwebs in that brain, no superstition. He knows the use of everything, and when it is necessary to assign a place to each, he is there. So that is how so nicely Vivekananda is analyzing the beautiful personality called Lord Krishna. Then, taking up his heart, Vivekananda tells, then that heart of Lord Krishna is the first man, even before thousands of years before Buddha, to open the door of religion to every caste and every person. That wonderful mind, the tremendously active life. Buddha's activity was on one plane, the plane of teaching. He could not keep his wife and child and become a teacher at the same time. He had to become a sannyasin only and teach. But what about Krishna? Now Vivekananda is giving that comparison so beautifully. Krishna preached in the midst of the battlefield, in the activity. See, he was married. He was a family man. He was the king. He was a kingmaker. He never gave up the world. He was a householder. He was a sannyasin. Combination of everything so perfect in one personality. How nicely Vivekananda is bringing that. Krishna preached in the midst of the battlefield. He who in the midst of intense activity finds himself in greatest calmness and in the greatest peace finds intense activity, that is the greatest yogi as well as the wisest man. It means nothing to this man. The flying of missiles about him, the people are being killed, but still he is calm and doing his duty. The flying of the missiles about him, calm and sedate. He goes on discussing the problems of life and death. Each one of the prophets is the best commentary on his own teaching. How nicely Vivekananda has taken us through the beautiful personality of Lord Krishna. Now, I will tell one incident from the life of Sri Ramakrishna. What is that? In the Great Master, when Sri Ramakrishna was practicing the Madhura Bhava to realize Lord Krishna, what happened one day during that period, when Sri Ramakrishna was in that period of sadhana, spiritual discipline, while he was listening to the reading of Bhagavatam, the scripture pertaining where it tells about the different incarnation of Vishnu. You all know that Srimad Bhagavatam. In front of the Vishnu temple, now Sri Ramakrishna went into ecstasy and had the vision of Lord Krishna's luminous form. He saw that a beam of light, like a cord, came out of the lotus feet of Sri Krishna and touched the book, the scripture, the Bhagavatam, whence it touched the master's heart and remained simultaneously touching all the three of them for some time. There arose from the vision the firm conviction in the mind of the master. What is that? Although the three, they are different. The scripture, the devotee, and the divine Lord appear as different entities, but they are one and the same thing. In other words, they are the manifestation of the same reality. That's why Sri Ramakrishna many times used to repeat after this vision, Bhakta, Bhagavata, or Bhagavan, Ak. Bhakta, devotee, Bhagavan, the Lord, and Bhagavata, the scripture, are one and the same. The three, Bhagavata, the scripture, the Bhakta, the devotee, and the Bhagavan, the divine Lord, are one, and the one in the three he used to always repeat. Now, we got something special about from the that wonderful vision of Sri Ramakrishna. Now we shall come to some incidences from the life of Sri Ramakrishna. What is that? Sorry, Krishna. Now shall take up Krishna's prank. All this time it was something serious. Now we shall go to something, though it is sublime, little ridiculous. What is that? Krishna was now old enough to begin his pranks. It was his eternal delight to tease all the people, the Gopas and Gopis in Vrindavan. You know, when small children are born, the parents, the grandparents and the parents will be complaining, Swamiji, my child is too mischievous, too restless. I told, when can that child be restless and mischievous? When you become old, can you be mischievous? When you are young, think about your own childhood days. You were so mischievous. How can you now expect that your child will be very calm and quiet like a saint sitting in meditation? They have to be mischievous. That is the nature of the children. Now here, Krishna was much more mischievous and so much full of energy. Now, it was his eternal delight to tease the gopis and the other people there. Yashoda, the mother, had to listen often to the complaints about her son's mischief in the house of the gopis. It became almost a daily ritual and routine. This string of complaint about Krishna, that child Krishna, one of the gopis came and told Yashoda, your son has become mischievous beyond words. One day, it was time for me to milk the cow. I went there, and what do I find? Your child Krishna has untied the calf, and it has drunk all the milk, and I found nothing for myself. When I saw him standing there, I scolded him. He just laughed at me. Now another gopi came to complain to Yashoda. What was the complaint? Your son has become proficient in the art of stealing. It was called Navanita Chora, the thief of butter. Navanita means butter. He has 100 ways of stealing butter and curds from my house. He eats up some of it, and the rest he gives it to the monkeys. Okay, he can eat the butter, the child, I don't have any objection. The rest of the butter, he distributes it to the monkeys. Is that right, Yashoda? He gives it to the monkeys which are waiting on the trees. He then, okay, that is also okay. Should he not keep quiet and go back? He breaks the pots. His mischief is too much. Now the third gopi said, he comes to my house looking for curds and butter and milk. Sometime he does not find. I hide it very carefully. So he gets angry, he couldn't find. Then what does he do? He goes inside. He pinches the child which is sleeping in the cradle and wakes it up, and it will be crying. Then he will laugh at it and run away. So he is so mischievous. He is bent upon doing mischief. Now she is telling the children. Then he hurts the children by pinching them and runs away after making them cry. Now yet another complaint. We are bent on our household tasks. We cannot always sit in guard over the butter pot. So we keep it in the dark room so that these children, Krishna and his friends, should not get that butter. But what does he do? You have put so much of jewels and diamonds and ornaments, though he is dark in color. The glittering diamond with that light, the jewels he wears are like lamps. And he goes to the dark room, and now the jewels will glitter, the diamond will glitter. He finds out where the pot is placed and steals all of it. If we are not there. If I keep it beyond his reach, so that now dark room also will not do, he will steal butter from there too. So another gopi, she did an idea. What did she do? She put the pot tied up at the height. He sees the butter pot hanging from the roof. It is placed in a receptacle made up of rope. Krishna first places the tripod I use for churning the butter. On that, he places the mortar, and at that, he makes one of his friends, small friends, stand on it, and he climbs upon that boy. He gets up on the back of this boy and makes a hole in the pot of the milk or the curd or the butter. If I come there and find him out, I shout, Krishna, I have caught you today. You are stealing from my house. He is undaunted. He makes faces at me and says, you are not the owner of this house. I am the owner of this house and you are a thief. He would tell and he would run away. Yes, he is the owner of this whole universe. We think that we are the owners. So there are so many beautiful pranks of Krishna like that. I can go on narrating, but time is also a factor. I've already taken a lot of time. Now we shall conclude with that beautiful meditation. Now these are all the things. If you are intellectual by nature, see, Vivekananda has analyzed that beautiful personality. If you are emotional, devotional by nature, you have so many wonderful things. Everything, this totally rounded up personality with all beautiful things in his life we can see. You can take up one by one and meditate on that and get the blessing of Lord Krishna. We'll go on meditating on these beautiful qualities until the Krishna Ashtamee, the day of birth. We are waiting, we are preparing ourselves to have that vision of Lord or birth of that Lord Krishna. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat. Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.